Hi everyone, happy holidays. My name is Frank Garcia and I am here with Scrapbook.com to share an exclusive bundle featuring my collection, Candy Cane Lane. This beautiful collection features beautiful reds, pinks, and gorgeous patterns that are gonna jumpstart your holiday projects and get you started with Christmas crafting in no time. Join me as we create this beautiful Christmas tag that features my collection in this exclusive bundle that you will put together and add to your Christmas trees, your presents, anything you want to add it to. We will get it done in no time with this beautiful bundle from Scrapbook.com. All right, we're gonna get started with this amazing kit from Scrapbook.com. And remember, this kit is available on Scrapbook.com's website. It is a beautiful essential bundle of my collection, Candy Cane Lane. Now, if you guys love Christmas like as much as I do, you will love this beautiful line that features all kinds of beautiful reds, greens, in a very kind of retro style, very vintage, very beautiful, floral, but also can be used in a variety of ways. So card making, think layouts, think albums. You guys know I love making albums. It just really makes a beautiful, beautiful statement. But today we're gonna be making a very simple tag with this kit to kind of show you the versatility of how easy it is to work with this. So I kind of wanted to show you what's in the kit. That way you know what comes with this amazing bundle. And it's a really great price too. So make sure you guys check out the bundle online so that you can see all of the beautiful things that you can make with this. So first of all, the kit will come with your collection pad. So this pad is a 12 by 12 pad. And as you guys know, the 12 by 12 pad has foil. So if you guys like foil accents on your papers as much as I do, you will see that this paper will have the beautiful foil accents. Look how pretty these patterns are. And of course, you know, this is sort of like a timeless collection that you can use really anytime. So, you know, don't worry about it, you know, kind of losing its touch. I love Christmas all year round. So you can always look back to this and think, oh my God, let me make some cards. Let me get started on my tags, on my projects for Christmas. Or if you wanted to give this to a friend, oh my God, imagine the possibilities. So look at this foil right here on this paper. I love the foil, it's so pretty. Love the accents, love everything in this pad. So of course, the patterns are a little bit larger. So the patterns can be worked into a project like a layout or a scrapbook page as well. So don't feel like you have to just make a little tag like we're making today. You can certainly make a lot of different projects. You also get this vellum sheet. And if you've never worked with vellum, it's sort of like a semi-transparent sheet that you can kind of see through a little bit. So you kind of see my hand there behind the vellum. This one here is actually foiled. I don't know if you guys could see those foil there, but the foil is like a gold foil accent. And this is really neat if you wanted to make like an altar project. So if you wanted to put lights behind this, you could totally do that. Or if you just want to do a shaker, if you put little shaker accents like these shakers, these are actually in the kit as well. These are the Candy Cane Lane confetti. And this set has little Santas with little hats, has these little peppermints. And you also get the pink peppermints, which are my favorite. Super cute. You also get these puffy stickers. Look how adorable those are. Aren't those adorable? And they're kind of miniature size. So if you like making little tiny projects or adding them to your cards, these are perfect for that. You also get these crystals. And look at those. Aren't those beautiful? Love the red with the gold accents in the middle. Super gorge. And then you get some flowers too. So you get these beautiful flowers. These are nice because they're small. They're perfect for card making and tags. And that's why we're gonna make a tag today. But I love the gold in the middle. It just adds that really pretty touch. Like when I think about Christmas, I think about gold touches, you know, all kinds of metallic shades, just really, really pretty. And then look at these. These are just like these little Christmas stems. So really cute kind of mistletoe looking leaves that we're gonna incorporate into our tag. Love these, they're so pretty. So that's kind of what you get in the kit, okay? So a lot of awesome products here that you can definitely work into your Christmas projects. And of course, you can always add other projects from the Candy Cane Lane collection. Of course, they're all available on Scrapbook.com, so make sure you check those out. So I'm gonna move this to the side here and I'm gonna start on my tag. Now, we're gonna be using a memory hardware tag. This tag is part of my memory hardware line. It is self-adhesive, so you can see that the tag has a liner. So what I like to do is I like to kind of just massage it, right? Like you just massage it from the corner and then you'll see that the liner will just come off, okay? So I'm gonna actually take my pad and I'm gonna go ahead and pick out some papers that I wanna use. And honestly, this is actually the hardest part for me because I love all the papers. I love all of the patterns. And I love that there's smaller patterns too. So I am actually gonna start with this one. This one is really cute. I love the Santas and the foil accents. And I actually like both sides. So I'm gonna probably use both sides of this paper. And then I also need some layering papers. So I'm probably gonna use this pattern right here with the dots. Or you know what, actually I'm gonna pull out this one. This is actually, well, I'm saying that all of them are my favorite, but this is actually my super favorite. I do love this one right here. And this is kind of like the main paper of the collection. It kind of has a little bit of everything, right, that you can kind of expect from the collection. And then the back has this really cool kind of, you know, just diagonal pattern, okay? Now the easiest way to get started with your tag is going to be to adhere the tag to the paper. So it's gonna depend on what you want as the base. I'm gonna go ahead and go with this kind of really cute sleigh with the trees. That's gonna be my base pattern. Now, because we are adding heavy embellishments, I like to always add a little bit of glue to my tag, even though it has adhesive. Sometimes things can lift up if you add, you know, heavy embellishments. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue, just kind of on the edges specifically, because the middle won't lift, but the edges sometimes tend to lift, especially if you live in a warmer climate. It tends to kind of get a little wonky, okay? And I like to go right in the corner of my paper. That way, I know I'm nice and straight on there. So I'm gonna just try to get that as straight as possible, and then I'm just gonna press that down really well. Okay. Now I'm gonna take an X-Acto knife and I'm gonna cut around. But instead of cutting right on the edge, I'm gonna cut a little bit outside the edge because I want to make sure that I get all the way to the edge, but without ripping the paper. Because sometimes, you know, it tends to happen where paper just kind of rips. It just doesn't want to cooperate, right? So I'm gonna cut that off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and trim the excess with my X-Acto knife as best as I can. So I'm gonna just take that and remove that little piece. I'm gonna take that piece off, and then take that piece off, okay? And then there we have our base, right? Super cute. And then just so that I don't forget where the hole is, I'm gonna go ahead and actually punch that out now. And I'm gonna just use my crocodile for that. Gonna get my crocodile out and get that punched in the center. Okay, there we go. Now you can kind of leave the tag the way it is, decorate it a little bit with some flowers, but I'm actually going to layer the paper. And I love layering paper on these tags because you can see a little bit of everything in the collection, and it kind of showcases everything all at once. So I like to go almost all the way to the top of the hole, so you can kind of see that's right there. So that's gonna measure about 5.5 by 3.25, okay? So 5.5 by 3.25. And we mentioned that we liked this pattern, so I'm actually gonna use that. And I'm gonna bring my trimmer in. And I'm actually gonna cut this piece off so that it's easier to work with. And I'm gonna go in here 3.25. And then 5.5 up at the top. So that's going to be my first layer on my tag. It's gonna go right in the center of the tag right there. Okay, look at that, how cute that looks already. And then I'm gonna add another piece on top. So I kinda wanna add something from here. I'm not exactly sure what I want, but the next piece is going to be, let's see, it's gonna have to be smaller than this one. So we're gonna say 3 by 5. Let's go with 3 by 5. So we could see a little bit more of that paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to cut out something from this top corner, kind of like this part here. So I'm actually gonna start right here at 3. And I'm gonna cut this little bar piece off because that's really actually not part of the paper. And then we're gonna measure this up at 5. Okay, so right there. And the point of this is kind of to get a little bit of the collection, a little peek of each of the papers. See how that you layer that, and you just kind of get a little bit of everything in the collection, right? You get a little bit of the Sienna, you get a little bit of the Christmas, you get a little bit of the florals, right? And if you don't like it like that, you can always turn it around and you know, kind of mix and match the pattern. So I actually kind of like this backside too. This actually kind of looks fun with the pink splatter. What do you guys think? Let's see what happens, right? So I'm actually going to go ahead and start putting some foam tape on these pieces. And remember, this won't really matter at the end because we're gonna see a lot of different pieces in the papers. We're gonna see a lot of different things that are gonna go on top. So I wouldn't worry too much about what that looks like because the end result is gonna be beautiful. So I'm gonna take my foam tape and I'm just gonna line the tags. And I like using foam tape because it really adds a nice dimension. But if you want to keep it flat so it's easy to mail, you can do that too. So I'm going to go with this side here. And the foam tape also really helps to keep everything nice and balanced. So I like to make sure that I have enough all the way to the edge in case I'm adding some paint or in case I'm adding some liquid pearls. You can make sure that it's all nice and flat. You don't want your pieces lifting up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the liner off. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that first layer on the paper. There we go. And I love how you can peek a little bit at the back. Do you guys see that? How cute that is, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and take this next piece. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that right on top. And I wanna make sure I'm centering this as best as possible. Okay, what do you guys think so far, right? Super cute. Now I do wanna add one more layer there. So I'm gonna see what other paper I can check out from the pad. So we need a kind of like a basic pattern here. So let's see what else we have. And you can also, if you wanted to, do a journaling card. So there's a lot of nice little journaling cards in this pad. So let's check those out and see. So I kind of like this guy. Oh my God, he's so cute, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. And this is a really neat paper. I designed it because I wanted to use it in journals. So if you like making junk journals, this is a really cute paper for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. And I'm just gonna freehand it because I'm actually going to cut it with my trimmer in a little bit. But it makes it easier to be able to get it out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go on the edge here. Just make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, and I'm just gonna trim off the excess paper. I love the blue in this, it's super cute. Okay, and then for this part, I'm actually going to trim by hand because I want to make sure I get that little tab in with everything else. That little tab says Jolly, it's so cute. And I love that this collection has little touches of pink. So whether you like traditional Christmas or you like pink Christmas, you get a little bit of both. Okay, perfect. Look how cute, right? All right. So now this guy, I think I'm gonna just place him kind of towards the top there, right? A little bit centered. I'm gonna foam tape him too so that he's on the dimensional tape. And we're gonna center him more towards the top because we wanna leave a little bit of room at the bottom for our flowers and all of that good stuff. Okay, look at that. You get to see a little bit of everything, right? A little bit of the accents, the gold on the edges. Love, love, love. All right. Okay, so far so good. Now we're gonna go ahead and play with a little bit of our flowers. And we do have a couple of embellishments here, so I'm actually gonna see what we can play with. Now, remember, the Candy Cane main collection also has other flowers that are in the line. And these are actually some of the flowers that are available through Scrapbook.com. So these here are just so beautiful. I love these. So I'm gonna try to incorporate some of the flowers in the kit with some of these other flowers, okay? And I'm actually gonna start building something right here on this corner. So I'm gonna start with this large poinsettia. I'll go ahead and open this up. And I love the pink, of course, so I'm actually gonna take that one. I do remove the greens off of my flowers just because sometimes it's a little bit harsh for the colors that we're working with. But if you like them, you can leave them on. I'm actually gonna alter this flower just a little bit. And I do wanna show you how you can do that with your own flowers. So I'm gonna take off this center bead that is in this middle. And these, you could just kind of pry it off. It'll be a little bit hard at first, but then it'll just come right off. And I promise you, it's all gonna work at the end. There we go. And now you can save this for something else if you like. Okay. And then you have sort of like a blank canvas to start. I'm gonna take one of the flowers from the kit. I love this one right here. Look how cute this one is, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and take off the greens. And this is gonna be our new center for our flower. And you know, you don't have to do this part, you can just kind of leave it the way it is, but I like mixing my flowers. It kind of makes them unique and it kind of customizes them to whatever you want to make. So if you're looking for a different center or you want to change up the flower, give it a different look, make it a little different, you can always do that. I'm gonna take a little bit of hot glue and I'm gonna go ahead and adhere it in the middle. Look at that. I'm gonna just kind of fluff it up a little bit. Look at that, look at how that transforms that flower, right? Super cute. So we're actually gonna put that right here on this corner. Okay. Gonna add a little bit of glue. And I'm gonna go ahead and adhere that right here. Perfect. These red ones are so pretty, but I wanna use some of these bluer ones because these are just so nice. And remember, when the flowers sometimes come in the mail, you know, they might be a little bit flattened. And that's just because they get a little smushed in transit, but you can always just fluff them up using your hands. You can also kind of mist them a little bit with water and just kind of get them a little bit fluffed. It kind of gives them a little nice wrinkly look. I'm gonna add that right there. And I like to use my tweezers to kind of place my flowers too. It kind of helps me kind of see where they're going, and it kind of helps me to tuck where I need to tuck them. I like to kind of mix the larger and the smaller. I'm gonna take this red one because it's just so pretty. And these tags are great for adding to presents. You know, if you tie them on with some string, or just adding them on top of a book, or framing them in a shadow box, how fun would that be? I'm gonna go ahead and lift this corner right here and tuck that one in. Just kind of center it where I need it. Lift some of these petals up. How fun, right? It's already coming together. Love it. Now I do want to get one of these white poinsettias just to break up a little bit of that color. And again, these are from the same collection. And we can certainly add one down here just to kind of balance it all out. Gonna lift that up a little bit, just tuck that one in right there. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now just for funsies, we're gonna add some crystals. And these red crystals are really cute. So I'm gonna actually use these smaller ones to decorate the tree. And they'll look like kind of like ornaments. These white ones are so pretty. Might add a couple of these minty ones. How fun is that, right? So pretty. And like I said, this doesn't have to be hard. I love making projects like this that are so freeform because it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, you know, too big, too small. You know, you can certainly create an album. There's enough product in this kit that you can create an album, you can create more projects. But, you know, imagine being able to make all your Christmas cards in this format, right? The set of chipboard tags from Memory Hardware comes with 12 tags. So you can definitely make 12 different tags using this kit. I'm gonna add another flower right here. Okay, it's looking pretty good so far. Now I want to see what puffy stickers are in this set. Gonna have a little bit of everything. I do love these sweet little peppermints, so I'm gonna take some of those. And I love puffy stickers, they're just so much fun. Cute, right? And look how much stuff you have left. Now certainly, if you wanted to add less embellishments to your tags, you could, but I mean, people love embellishing, right? I think this is the fun part about crafting. You could just add anything you want to your project. Now I do want to use some of these peppermints right here because they're so much fun. So I'm gonna take the pink ones, of course, and I'm gonna add some to the flowers. So I'm gonna take this pink packet right here. I like that these come in these self-sitting bags, so you can just pour out what you need. I'm gonna take this little container right here. I'm just gonna drop a couple out. Now I have this glue with this really fine tip. I like using this because it makes it easy for me to place anything I want onto my project. And I like using tweezers. And look how cute they look on the petals. Oh my god, right? So sweet. Gonna put some on this little guy right here. Oopsie. Peppermint and escaping. And add one right here to this blue flower. And I think it would be super fun to add one to his hat. What do you guys think? Cute, right? So I'm gonna stick that right there. sweet. Look at that. Cute, cute, cute. Okie dokes. So I really think we need to kind of finish off this little side here with some paints. Now I love using the Finneber paints. They are really, really versatile paints that you can use to add accents to any of your projects. I have a couple of colors here. I have Dragon's Eye, which is a gold, and I have Butterfly Spells, which is a rose gold. I also like using Mermaid Sparkle. Let me see if I have one in here in my stash. And Mermaid Sparkle is going to be this sort of minty color. And these colors I think go really well. I'm gonna bring in my messy pink container because that's my water container. And I love adding splatters to my projects. I'm gonna show you how to do that. I'm gonna take a little piece of paper towel, and that way I can go ahead and cover my bottom part of my mat. That way I don't get the paint everywhere. Now the paint, of course, is sort of like a little bit of a, I don't know, when it dries it's permanent. So you wanna make sure that you protect your surface so that way your paint isn't on there and it's easy to scrape off, right? So I'm gonna move this over just a little bit, and I'm gonna take a little piece of paper towel and just kind of put that underneath my tag. I'm gonna put that right here. Okay. And I'm gonna start, it doesn't matter really what color you start with. I'm gonna start with the Butterfly Spells, which is a really pretty, almost like a rose gold. And I'm gonna dip my brush and then dip it in the water. And I'm just gonna lightly tap on my brush. And that'll add the really slightest splatter. And what I'm gonna do is, just to make sure I don't get a big splat on this little guy's face, I'm just gonna take a little piece of paper towel and just put it on his face. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit more. And these can be as big or as little as you want. I love how they pop on the flowers, so I wanna make sure I get what I want on the flowers. Now I always use a little bit at a time, because if you dip it too much, then you're gonna get really, really big splats. And unless that's what you're going for, you kind of want to keep it all very, very small, almost like specks. I think that's enough of that one. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of this color. And this color is just so, so pretty. Mine's getting a little thick in the jar, but you can always add a little bit of water and it kind of loosens it all up. Look at that, how pretty. And it really transforms your flowers. So these flowers don't really have any glitter other than the bigger one. So adding these little specks of color really adds a really nice effect. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of the gold. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? And it'll really tie in with our gold foil in our tag. Almost looks like shimmering lights when you move it around. It just looks like little lights. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's see how that looks. I'm gonna take off this little piece of paper. What do you guys think? It's very pretty, huh? Now you can certainly add a title. This just happened to be right here that says Mary, and I just think that worked out perfectly. But you can always add a little bit more if you wanted to, like if we wanted to add a little present or a little candy cane, like right here, for example. That would look really cute. Or even by his shoe, right? Yeah, I kind of like it there. I'm gonna add a little bit of glue just to make sure it's on there, since we have some paint on our tag. So I'm gonna add this right here. So sweet. Okay. And what about a candy cane? Kind of like that up there. What's that? Isn't that cute? Now I'm gonna go ahead and tie a little bit of ribbon on the top. So I'm gonna take a little bit of seam binding. And I'm also gonna take a little bit of a ribbon that I have that's just sort of like a iridescent ribbon. I'm gonna make a bow out of that one. So I'm actually gonna put this one in first, and I'm gonna just kind of wrinkle this up. I'm gonna use my hands and a little bit of water. So I'm gonna take a little bit of water from my brush to just kind of crinkle it and make it a little bit wrinkly. Kind of like that. And I'm gonna run it through my opening here. I'm just gonna kind of tie this at the top, and everybody makes fun of me because I do my little bows like bunny ears, but that's just the way I tie my shoes. So I'm gonna just kind of pull this in. There we go. That looks perfect. Let me take off this towel since we don't need it anymore. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this ribbon, and I'm gonna make another bow with this one. This one's a little bit more wide, so I'm gonna just make a smaller bow, as small as I can. And you can use any ribbon you have, or check out other ribbons in the line. There are trims and other collections from my line, so you can also check out. This is something I had on hand. Okay, and I'm gonna try to make these little loops a little smaller. There we go, it's looking good. What do you guys think? Love that. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue that right there. I'm gonna use a little bit of hot glue. And this is kind of where you can put your name, like to and from, if you wanted to, on this little ribbon. Just tie a little piece of paper or get some string, kind of loop a little to and from in here. What do you guys think about that? So that kind of makes it look a little bit more finished. I'm gonna trim off a little bit of this end of the ribbon. I love how iridescent it is. Look how pretty that looks. Right? And then this middle part right here, you can always add a little puffy sticker if you want. I mean, we can always add this Santa. How look cute would that look, right? What do you guys think? Does it need it? I think we can add it in there, right? I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add a little bit of hot glue to make sure it stays there. I'm just gonna fix my bow. And there you have it. What do you think? Now you can finish off with a little bit of liquid pearls on each layer, but for the most part, this is kind of how it turns out. And in no time you have a really cute tag. A lot of detail, a lot of really cute sparkles with everything that comes in this beautiful kit. I hope you guys enjoyed this little project. Thank you for joining me and creating this with me, and make sure you check out this exclusive kit that you can only find at Scrapbook.com at an amazing bundle price. Thank you so much for joining me.